ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वती नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवं। Sit straight with the head, neck and vertebral column in a straight line. Once we fix the posture, we need not move. We are sitting in a clean, quiet place, all alone. Our eyes gently close. The closing of the eyes indicates the withdrawal of all other sense organs. They are turned within. Now we bow down to our Guru and Ishtadevta. We surrender to them, feel their presence and worship their feet with devotion and faith. We pray that, O Lord, bless us with the fourfold qualities, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, 6 types of wealth, and Mumukshutvam, the desire for liberation. When we invoke the grace, the Lord blesses us. Now we become aware of our breathing, which is going on. Now we breathe consciously. The rhythm in the breathing should be same. That is, breathe in and breathe out should be with the same speed. Practice this for 6 to 7 times. What we are practicing is called the simplest way of pranayama, prana vikshana. This helps in quietening the mind. Quiet mind means there are no thoughts. To this mind we bring the knowledge of Upanishad. The Mahavakya tells that there is oneness between Jivatma and Paramatma. The consciousness is one. Such Mahavakya is Tat Tvamasi. Tat indicates the Brahman. Tvam indicates you and I, the individual being. Asi indicates oneness. This is indicated by Omkara in Mandukya Upanishad. Om iti etad Brahma, ayam Atma Brahma. This Atma is Brahma. Let us chant Omkara with this understanding and try to abide in the self. Mentally repeat, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Rub your hands, put your palm on your eyes and slowly open your eyes. Let us chant the Mangalacharan of Viveka Choodamani. We all must chant. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyam Sadgurum Pranatosmyam. Aham Pranatah Asmi. I bow down. To whom? Sadguru. What is the nature of Sadguru? Is Paramananda, supreme bliss. Is a realized master, a gnani, and Govindam, because Bhagavan Shankaracharya's guru's name was Govinda Padacharya. And by Govinda, also to Lord Krishna, one of his name is Govinda. And what we are going to study? Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta. This is the subject of the text. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta is oneness of Jivatma and Paramatma through the Mahavakya, which is known Tam Agocharam. Why we need the Vedanta to know this? Because the sense organs cannot know it. Tam Agocharam. Not known through the sense organs. So we bow down to Bhagavan Shankaracharya, who has written Viveka Choodamani. We seek his blessings. We seek the blessings of Puja Gurudev, who explained us. We seek the blessings of the Lord. By his grace, we are able to study. We seek the blessings of all great masters, and with their blessings, we start our studies. So, we have seen the disciple asked the question, I am just revising so that you will get what when we start the studies, the connection. Okay. He asked the question, what is Atma and what is Anatma? Then the Anatma was explained as 5 koshas and they were negated. Then Bhagavan the disciple asked that, what is this Atma? How am I to know this? And the Guru replied that, said in 213th verse that, Satyamuktam taya vidwan nipunah shi vicharane ahamadi vikaraha te tad abhavah ayam api anum. He says that when you negate everything, then I don't see anything. The Guru says what you are saying is correct. But then he said that in 214th verse, which we saw the last class, Sarve yena anubhuyante yah swayam na anubhuyate. Because of which Atma is that, because of his presence, we are able to experience everything. But swayam na anubhuyate. But that cannot be experienced as an object by us. Tam atmanam veditaram. And this is to be known with thee. You come to know buddhya susukshmaya. The one who has a very subtle intellect, they only come to know about this. Means whose mind is single pointed, whose mind is purified. Such people, they come to realize this truth. Okay, now we move to the verse 215. Tat shakshikam bhave tat tada yad yadyena anubhuyate kasyapya ananubhutarthe Sakshitvam na upayujyate tat sakshikam bhave tat tata yad yadyena anubhuyate kasyapyan anubhutarthe sakshitvam na upayujyate. Now we will break the sandhi. Bhagavan says, tat sakshikam bhavet. Then there's a big word. Tat yad yad yena anubhuyate. I will say again. Tat sakshikam bhavet. Tat yad yad yena anubhuyate. Kasya api ananubhutarthe Sakshitvam na upayujyate. Na upayujyate. Now Bhagavan says that Tat Sakshikam. He says that that is the yena yena anubhuyate. He says by one that which is experienced tat tat sakshikam bhavet. One tat of the first line and again there is one tat. Tat tat sakshikam bhavet. That is the witness. Whatever is experienced by anyone, that becomes the witness. That is the sakshi. Kasya api ananubhutarte. But that which is not experienced by anyone, this is very important. That which is not experienced by anyone, sakshitvam, sakshitvam is the state of witness, na upayujyate, is not possible. Whenever whatever is experienced by one, then that is you become the witness of that. And then when nothing is experienced, then how can we be the witness? Then the witnesshood is not possible. It's not possible. Now try to understand. Now suppose, this example we have given earlier also. Suppose there is some meeting and somebody asks you, go and see how many people have come. And it is not yet the time. And so you go and see, nobody has come. Nobody has come. When you say nobody has come, then you are the witness of nobody. You are the witness of nobody. There is a duality in that. You and somebody else. In Sakshi, there is a duality. You are there and you are the witness of something which is present or absent. Which is present or absent. Now when we say Sakshi means you are the witness of 5 koshas also. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, all this. But Sakshi is that which illumines itself. There is no duality. It illumines itself. It does not need anything else to illumine itself. That is called Sakshi. And that is our Atma. That is the consciousness. So Guru tells him that Sakshi is that. Try to understand the meaning of Sakshi. Sakshi means Sakshat Ikshate, which does not need anything to illuminate. That is called Sakshi. Sakshat Ikshate, does not need anything. So, to know the Atma, the Sakshi is that which illumines itself, not something else. It illumines itself. And that is you, the Atma. That is I am. That is Aham Brahmasmi, we say. Aham Asmi, or you say Aham Asmi, I am. That is Atma. And when you say Sakshi like that, then there is, the Sakshi also means you are the witness of something else. Then there is a duality. When I went and saw there was nothing, means there was a duality, absence of everything, and I was the Sakshi. But here the Sakshi means Sakshitvam na upayujyate. Kasyapi ananubhutarte. There is no experience. That is the Atma, the Sakshi. What? To illumine the Sakshi, you don't need anything else. It is Swayam Prakashate. In Atma Bodh it was said, Na Deepasya Anya Deepecha. That which is already illumined, it does not need anything else to illuminate. Am I able to convey you? There is subtle thought in this mantra. Huh? It appears so simple, but it is not so simple. To know our own self, we don't need anything else. No instrument is necessary. Because Sakshi is Swayam Prakasha, is self-illuminating. Kasyapi ananubhutarte. There is nothing to witness the Atma. You Swayam, this is Swayam, it illumines by itself. It does not need anything else to illumine that you are. Because the disciple said, I don't find anything else. Guru said, yes, you are right. There is nothing to illumine the consciousness. The consciousness illumines by itself. Now, Bhagavan explains the same idea in the next verse. He says, now what I explain you, now you apply to your day-to-day life. Asau swasakshiko bhava yatasvenanubhuyate ata param swayam sakshat pratyakatmana chetarah. Asau swasakshiko bhava yatasvenanubhuyate ata param swayam sakshat pratyakatmana chetara. Asau. Asau word comes from the word adas. This swasakshiko bhava yatah swena anubhuyate atah param swayam sakshat pratyakatma. The ka has become ga by sandhi. Pratyakatma na cha itaraha. Na cha itaraha. This is how you have to break it. He says that asau swasakshiko bhava. For this Atma, what is swasakshika bhava? It is a witness of itself. This Atma is witness of itself. Swasakshiko bhava. And yataha, and because of this, swena anubhuyate, and it is experienced by itself. This Atma itself is the witness. Don't say the Sakshi is witnessing something else. Here the Sakshi itself is the Atma, and because of that, Swena Anubhuyate, and is realized or experienced by one's own self. Ataha, therefore, Param Swayam Sakshat, this Supreme Self by itself, Sakshat, it is that which is the directly. What is that? Pratyakatma, our inner self, this Atma. What is this Sakshi? This Atma is Sakshi. Atma is Sakshi. Pratyakatma, na cha itaraha. There is nothing else. Itaram is other. There is nothing else. Atma itself is the Sakshi, is the witness of his own self, and there is nothing else. There is nothing else. That's why it is said, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Aham Ashmi. I am Atma. This Sakshi is realized by one own self. It is the Supreme Self. And where is it present? Pratyakatma, in our inner self. Inner self. Nacha itara, and not anything else. So the Sakshi is the Atma alone, and there is nothing else. Okay, there is nothing else. In the next verse, what is Bhagavan has explained is explaining in more detail and in a simple way so that you and I can understand. He's explaining. The meter is Shardula Vikredita. Jagrat Swapna Shushuptishu Sputataram Yo Asosam Ujrumbate Pratyakrupataya Sada Ahamaham Iti Antah Sfuran Ekadha Nana Akara Vikara Bhagina Iman Pashyan Aham Mukhan Nitya Ananda Chit Atmana Purati Tam Viddi Swametam Hrudi Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Sputataram Yosau Ujrumbate Pratyakrupataya Sada Ahamaham Ityantah Spuran Ekada Nana Akarya Vikara Bhagina Iman Pashyan Aham Mukhan Nitya Ananda Chit Atmana Spurati Tam Viddi Swametam Hrudi. Now Bhagavan says that Jagrat Swapna Shushuptishu means in waking state, in dream state, Shushuptishu, and in deep sleep stage, Sputataram, clearly, Yaha Asau Sam Ujrumbate, that which manifest. That which manifest in the waking stage, in the dream stage, and in deep sleep stage. How? Pratyak Rupataya. Pratyak Rupataya means as one own inner self. This consciousness which we experience in waking stage, all the objects of the world in dream stage, the mind experiences, in deep sleep state, there is absence of all these things. These are the three states of our experience. And the consciousness which illumines these three states. How we come to know? The consciousness illumines. Pratyaka Rupataya. How? As one own inner self. How we are aware about all these states? Because of the inner self. Pratyaka Rupataya. Sada Aham. Always our experience is I. Our experience is I. I am seeing, I am hearing, isn't it? We say, I dreamt, I had a deep sleep, I don't know anything. So, within our own inner self as aham aham iti antah inside spuran ekada. Ekada means same in all. Spuran, it is shining. Who experiencing now the talk? I am experiencing. If we have a dream, who experiences the dream? I saw the dream. I is there. That pratyaka rupataya, that inner I, that experience is there. In deep sleep, you and I say, I don't know anything. I don't know. Isn't it? We say, I don't know. So, aham aham iti antaspuran. In all these cases, the I is same. I is same. It is experienced by I. And what is now is describing that the five koshas, the five pranas, they are all different. Nana akara vikara bhagina. This five koshas, annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, they are all different. Nana akara. Vikara, they are all the modifications. And iman pashyan aham mukhan. And this I, intellect, all this is, and so on, pashyan. It is perceived. All this is perceived, isn't it? I'm aware of my body. Suppose we are healthy, we are sick. If the pranas are functioning properly or not, all this is known by us. We are aware of it. Now what happens? Nitya Ananda Chitatmana Spurati. Now, see, when we say Aham Mukhan, it is that time we are identifying with the body, mind and intellect. Nana Akara Vikara Bhagina Iman Pashyan Aham Mukhan. It is experienced by the body, mind and intellect. Understand? But that I, which is Puran Antaha, it is same within inside. This difference is making. One is outside and the I experience is within. What is the nature of Atma? Nitya Ananda Chit Atmana Spurati. And he says that this Atma, this consciousness is eternal. Its nature is bliss and consciousness. How it is? Spurati. It is self-shines. It does not need anything else to see. I, the knowledge, everyone has. It's spurati. It shines by itself. Tam vidhi swametam hrudi. And Bhagavan says, when you withdraw from all this, what is nana akara vikara bhagina? When you withdraw from all this body, mind and intellect, swayametam hrudi, then it shines in your heart. When we are identifying with the body, mind and intellect, then we say, I am this body. But when the body, mind and intellect, they are transcended, then this consciousness is experienced. It is spurati, self-shines. How? Eternal is nature, is happiness, consciousness, this Atma, swametam hrudi, within our own heart. This is what is explaining the meditation, that when we withdraw ourselves from the body, mind and intellect, then only the consciousness is experienced. And he says, this consciousness is present in all the three states. And that only you are telling as I. But on this Atma, we are superimposing body, mind and intellect and said, I am this body. This is my view. These are my thoughts. We are superimposing body, mind and intellect on that. But this I, that is, you are the consciousness, which is your inner self. Nitya Ananda Chidatmana Spurati. Come with thee. Come to realize that. Bhagavan said, come to realize that. Know that Swametam Rudi, which is in your own heart. The consciousness is present within our own self, and that is to be realized by us. And when it is realized, when the body, mind and intellect, nana, akara, vikara, all these are transcended. One have to go beyond that. That's why only when we meditate, even for 5 minutes in the morning, we say don't move. The asana should be sthira. Your body should be sthira. Then the withdrawing the sense organs. And the mind is quietened by pranayama. And then we bring the knowledge of the Upanishad and try to experience the self. The same thing we are doing. This I, Bhagavan says, that only is that Atma Spuran. That's Swayam. I. This general knowledge I we all have. But the particular knowledge that I am Brahman, that we do not have. I we know. But this I is Brahman, that experience we do not have. This is to be experienced. Bhagavan says, come with thee, come to realize that Swam etam hridi, in your own heart. That's why one has to sit in a quiet place, quiet the mind, withdraw the sense organs, and come to realize. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa is the method. First understand, then try to how I can be the self by Mananam. Reject the other things, which is Anatma, and then through the meditation, we come to realize the truth. Bhagavan has explained this in a detail, how this Atma can be experienced. Now in the next verse, he says that why we are not able to experience our true self. Why we are not able to experience our true self. He explains in the next mantra. Gatodake bimbitamarka bimbam alokya mudo ravimeva manyate tatha chidabhasam upadishamstam भ्रांत्या अहमित्येव जडो अभिमन्यते घटोदके बिम्बितमर्कबिम्बम् आलोक्य मूढो रविमेव मन्यते तथा चिदाभासम् उपादिशंस्तम् भ्रांत्या अहमित्येव जड़ो abhimanyate. Bhagavan says, now first try to understand the example. Gata udake. Now there is a pot, and in the pot there is a water. Udaka, water. Bimbita arka bimbam. And in that there is a reflection. Arkam is sun. Oh, I have not, the sandhi I have to do with share. Yes. Bimbitam arka bimbam alokya mudaha ravim eva manyate. Tatha chidabhasam upadishamstam भ्रांत्या aham iti eva jadaha abhimanyate. It's a simple sandhi, not difficult. Bhagavan says, Ghata udake bimbitam arka bimbam. In a pot there is a water, and the sun is reflected in that bimbita arka, and the sun is reflected in that. You are able to see the reflection of sun in that water. Three things are there. Pot is there, water is there, and the reflection of the sun is there. The things are there. Alokya, having seen that, Mudaha, the person who is a dull, Ravimeva Manyate. He says, oh, the sun is here, the reflected sun. He sees as the sun. Here, Muda means the small child can think that this is the sun, real sun, Manyate. Tatha, here you can add the word yatha in the first word. It is not written, but you can say as. As in the pot, if there is a water, if the sun is reflected, the Muda may think that this is the real sun. Tatha, in the same way, Chidabhasam Upadhishta Samstam. Chidabhasha. You must remember the word Chidabhasha. When the consciousness is reflected in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, it is called Chidabhasha, Chitta Abhasha, the reflection of consciousness. And Chidabhasha, Upadhi Samstam. And how it is that now the reflection is in Vijnanamaya Kosha. Remaining in Upadhi, the reflection of the consciousness also is experienced. Brantya ahamiti eva. And because through delusion, ahamiti eva jadaha abhimanyate. A person who is dull, he thinks that I am this. Now, what is said? First, he gave the example, and then next is explaining what is the Siddhanta. One, he gives the example and the Siddhanta. Now, you look at me. Try to understand first. See, there is a pot, there is a water and the sun. The pot represents the body. The water represents the intellect, the Vijnanamaya Kosha. And the reflection, what we see is Chidabhasha, Not knowing the consciousness, we say, I am this body, Upadhi Samstam. We identify with the body. It is the consciousness is reflected in the intellect, but we said, I am this body. The body is the pot. Understand? There is the pot, water and reflection. No, the body is the pot. The water is the intellect. And in the intellect, the consciousness is reflected. And we give reality to that. As the Muda gives reality to the reflected sun, like that you and I give reality to our body. I am this body. This is what I am to explain. Is clear to everyone else? Everyone, it must be very clear. Through the example, here Bhagavan is trying to explain that we are living in the same way. As a dull person sees the reflection of the sun and thinks it's the real sun. In the same way, when the consciousness is reflected, Ananda Atma is reflected in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, and the body and all they are able to function, mind, pranas, then we said, I am this body. I am this body. I am this. We do not see the consciousness, the real sun, but we see the reflected sun and said, I am this body. Brantya ahamiti eva, by delusion, not knowing our real self, jadaha abhimanyate. Jadaha means the fool. The jadaha, the dull, who has not studied the scriptures, who has no idea of this. Isn't it? You and I, when never studied the scriptures, we have always lived as a body only. After studying the scriptures, only we know that we are not the body, mind and intellect. So, Jada here means who has not studied the scriptures. who has not studied the Shastras. Now, Bhagavan explains then how we live in our life, day-to-day life. He says, try to see the self, your real nature. What is the reality? What is the reality? Ghatam jalam tadgatamarka bimbam vihaya sarvam vinirikshate arkah tatashta etat tritaya avabhashakah स्वयं प्रकाशो विदुषा यथा तथा घटम जलम तद्गतम अर्कबिंबम विहाय सर्वं विनिरीक्ष्यते अर्कः तटस्थ एतत्त्रित्रय अवभाषकः स्वयं प्रकाशो विदुषो यथा तथा. Now we have to start from behind. Yatha tatha. Yatha. As means this now we have to apply in our own life and contemplate about this. What this ghata, water and reflection, what is explained, apply in your own life. Ghatam jalam tadgatam arkabimbam. Pot, the water and the reflected sun which we are seeing in that water, vihaya sarvam. You don't identify with that. You give up that. Don't identify that. And means don't give the reality to the reflected sun in the water which is in the pot. Vinirikshate arkaha. But the one who turns and sees the real sun. Vinirikshate arkaha. Sees the sun. How? Tatasthaha. Tatasthaha means by standing on the, just standing at one place. Tatastha means on the bank. Standing on the bank. Bhagavan here is explaining the Tatastha Lakshana. Gurudev explains that suppose you want to go to somebody's house and they are explaining, see that house where the crow is sitting, that is the house you have to go. Now, seeing the crow, you go, seeing the direction, you go and find. But the time you go, the crow should not that crow will be sitting always. The crow may fly, but you know the house. The crow indicates the house. That is called Tatastha Lakshana. In the same way, Tatastha etat tritraya avabhashaka. All these three, what is that? Pot, water and the reflection of the sun. Thus, you put aside Swayam Prakasha and you turn yourself to the Swayam Prakasha, that which is self-illuminating. Who can do this? Vidusha. Here Vidusha means the one who has studied the scriptures, who knows that the body, mind and intellect are not real. They are superimposed on the body. So he says that standing apart from this pot, water and the reflection means the body, the intellect, and here what is the reflected sun? Is Jivatma, the individual. We said, I am this body, I am this limited being. This experience as a Jivatma, we have to give up. Vidushaha Swayam Prakasha Tatha, in the same way, which is the self, which is Etatraya Avabhashaka. All this illumined by what? The sun, by the consciousness. So turn your attention toward the consciousness and don't identify with the body, the mind, and the limited being, body, mind, and intellect. Don't identify with that. But that which is the illuminator of all these three, as the sun illuminates the pot, the water, and the sun reflection we are able to see, all these three, avabhashakaha, all these are they are illuminated by what? The real sun. In the same way, the consciousness which illumines the body, mind, and intellect. These are our three instruments. And we said, I am this limited being, I am this Jivatma. So he says, you give up that. Vihaya Sarvam. Don't, Vihaya means you don't identify with that. Don't identify with that and come to realize your real consciousness. That's what he's telling. This is real what we are. Swayam Prakasha Vidusha Yata Tata. In the same way, a person who studied the scriptures, he comes to know that. Shift the attention from the body, the mind, and reflection, the Chidabhasha. Now, the next three verses, as continuous continuity in that the meaning, we will read this. And how to one realizes the truth is explained. How to realize this truth is explained. The five koshas that all negated, and how to realize the truth is explained. Deham diyam chit pratibhimbameva visrujya buddho nihitam guhayam drashtaram atmanam akhanda bodham sarva prakasham satasat vilakshanam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshma. Sorry, susukshmama. It is not maha, susukshmama. Next line. Antarbahihi shunyam ananyamatmanah vignaya samyak nijarupametat puman vipapma virajo vimrutyuh विशोक आनंद घनो विपश्चित स्वयं कुतश्चित् न बिभेति कश्चित् नान्योस्ति पंथा भवबन्ध मुक्ते विनाश्वतत्व अवगमं मुमुक्षः देहं धियं चित् प्रतिबिम्बमेव विसृज्य बुद्धो निहितं गुहायां द्रष्टारमात्मानमखण्डबोधं सर्वप्रकाशं शतसद्विलक्षणं नित्यं विभुं सर्वगतं सुसूक्ष्मम् अन्तर्बहिः शून्यम् अनन्यमात्मनः विज्ञाय सम्यक् निजरूपमेतत् पुमान् विपाप्मा विरजो विमृत्युः विशोक आनंद घनो विपश्चित स्वयं कुतश्चित् न बिभेति कश्चित् नान्योस्ति पंथा भवबन्ध मुक्ते विनाश्वतत्व अवगमं मुमुक्षः. The last two lines Bhagavan says that no anyasti pantha. You want to realize the truth. Is there any other way? He said, no, there is no other way. Bhavabandha muktehe. You want to get liberation, you want moksha, there is no other way. Vina swatattva avagama. Without realizing one own self, mumuksha, by a person who wants to get liberation. One has to realize one own self. There is no other way for that. There is no other path. Nanya pantha vidyate ayana. There is no other way. Okay, the first verse. Deham diyam, that is the body. Diyam is the intellect. Chitta pratibhimbam, that is the chidabhasha. Evam, all this. Visrajya, Bhagavan says, don't identify with that. You have a body, you have an intellect, you know that these are my instruments, but I am not that. Vihaya means they are my instruments, but I am not that. Vihaya, Visrujya, you are withdrawing. At the seat of meditation, we have to withdraw that. Buddho nihitam guhayam. And that which is present in the cave of the intellect. Why said cave of the intellect? Because it is not seen directly. It is not seen as though hidden. As though hidden. Nihitam guhayam drashtaram. The one who is the drashtaram atmanam. And the person who is the drashta, driga drishya vivek, isn't it? The one who is the drashta, atmanam, the one who is the seer of the atma, akhanda bodham. He has unbroken, indivisible knowledge that when one meditates, give up the identification with the body, mind and intellect, then one in his own heart within, one has this unbroken knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi is an unbroken knowledge. Sarva Prakasham. And it is illuminating always. What is illuminating? Sat Asat Vilakshana. What is this Atma? This Atma is other than Sat and Asat. Vilakshana means different. Other than the Sat and Asat. Sat is that here it is not existent. Sat here means gross. Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha, what we know by this sense organs. Asat means that which is subtle and the thoughts. That which is vilakshanam. Sat, asat, there is a vilakshanam. Huh? This is how you have to break it. Sat, asat, vilakshanam. That which is other than the gross and the subtle, that and which is sarva prakasham. That which illuminating always. Isn't it? The consciousness is there, which is always illuminating. It is Swayam Prakasha. And because of that, the body, the mind, and the Chidabhas is there. But he says that they are my instruments. You don't identify that. Visrujya. And that which is present within you, that which is the drashta, and which has unbroken knowledge, which is self-effulgent, which is other than the Sat and Asat, Bhagavan says that you are. You are not the body, mind and intellect, but that consciousness you are. What is the nature? Nityam. It is always there. Vibhum, all pervading. Sarvagatam. Oh, Vibhum also means same, and Sarvagatam is it is present everywhere. Sushukshmam. It is very subtle. Subtle is not known through the sense organs, not known through the mind. Antar bahihi shunyam ananyam atmanah. And it is nothing like inner and outside. It is, see, something we have inner and outside. When there is a body, then we say within. Outside the body, then we can say that is outside. Here, in case of consciousness, it is nothing like that. Vignaya, having realized this, Samyak Nija Rupameta, that I am this consciousness, Puman, a man, Vipapma, you become free of sins, Virajaha, Raja, he becomes free of the Rajoguna Vimrutyuhu, and he is not reborn again. He goes beyond the death. He goes beyond death. That is, he is not to come back in this one. Having realized this, when all the sins are destroyed, then he comes to realize. We'll see this verse tomorrow again. In more, we'll see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurupyo Namaha. Hari Om. Loka Samata Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samata Sukhino Bhavantu. लोका समता सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम शांति शांति शांति. My pranam to all of you.